Welcome to the episode on the wheel. And here you go, the wheels. Anyway, but before I quickly go on to that, I'll just quickly show you my Anycubic 3D printer. This is what printed all the pieces out for me. I do have another one there, but that's an old one that I haven't used for quite a while. So go back to here, but I'll just quickly run this for you because it still runs. So here's my two power packs, but I've disconnected number 4 because number 4 is totally stuffed. It's no good. Alright, I'll just crank up this voltage a little bit. Wheel number 2. To about 5 volts. There you go. So there's the magnet in the top of the plate there. And the magnets in the wheel, 16 of them. So there's 4 wheels, 16 and 16 is 32. Times that by 2, that's 64 magnets in the wheels and 4 magnets in the top plate. Oh. Also crank this one up a little bit. This is just to show that it's still running. There's a bit of a funny noise in this wheel here. I might have to get another motor for that one. I'll have to see how that goes. It is sounding a bit horrible. Alright, I'll turn this off for now. As I said, I've got 2 more of these power packs coming, so I'll have 4 of them here and each one for each wheel. Okay, so the special part about the wheel is these magnets here. Oops, sorry. I'll focus in. Can actually slide up and down in here a little bit, about 0.5 mil clearance. What I'm going to do on the next set, I'm going to make the clearance even bigger, so this magnet can actually slide up and down in each position, up and down a few millimeters. And that's the special part. So what happens is, when this wheel spins, the magnet in here is lined up with that magnet up there in the top plate, so that they're repelling each other, so that one's pushing that magnet down into the wheel. But because it's spinning around at a very fast pace, there's a lot of centripetal force pushing those magnets outwards. So if it does, when it does come past, it'll kick that magnet down a little bit, but if it's got like 2 or 3 millimeters there of space underneath for it to slide down, it might only kick it down 0.5 mil before it goes over here and it's out of direct line with the magnets. I'm going to have 2 magnets up there, or possibly 3, I'll see how I go, like one on each side of the wheel, on an angle coming down that way and down that way to stop the wheel from being pushed out that way or out that way, so it keeps it centralized. Stop it exploding like that one did. So by being able to take some of the kick downwards but without transferring that kick into the actual wheel itself, because by the time it moves over here, it gets centripetally forced or thrown back outwards again. So up against this section here, there's the outside rim. So it can't, I might even make that rim a little bit thicker. At the first experiment I did, I had the plate quite a fair way up at its maximum height, and what I was going to do is start lowering that plate closer and closer till it was nearly touching this wheel, but I never got to that point. But so I still had some more potential to adjust that plate down further and give it more potential thrust upwards, a bit more of an impact from these magnets. But like I said, didn't get to that point yet. I'll get there. And that's what's special about these wheels. The magnets are being thrown outwards. When they come up to here, they get pushed down, but hopefully not enough that it actually hits the bottom of the wheel and then flicks back out again. So the energy is imparted in this plate, pushing the plate upwards and on all four corners upwards, and there and on the back there, hopefully lifting this whole thing up like that. And then that's the special part of the wheels, and it's getting the impulses. And this is running at 30,000 RPM, and there's 16 wheels impulsing into that top receiver plate, imparting its energy into that top section. That's 8,000 impulses a second, per second. So I'm hoping that will be enough to make this machine fly. Anyway, thank you for watching this second video on the wheels. If I have any more information, I'll put that in the next videos. I think my next video will be on the history, because I've got some old models I made 12, 13 years ago that sort of got me started on this project. And I'll put that in my next video, the history of the old models. Thank you.